Chapter 19, on the exercises of a good religious. The life of a good religious should be distinguished by virtue, being inwardly as one appears outwardly. For he who sees the heart is God, whom we should always reverence. We should walk in his presence as pure as the angels. Every day renew your dedication to God, arousing fervent devotion in your heart as if it were the first day of your turning back to God. Pray to him, saying, "Help me, Lord Jesus, to persevere in my good resolutions and in your holy service till death. Help me to begin this day well, for up to now I have done nothing. As our intention is, so will our progress be, and we have need of great diligence if we want to advance. For if those whose purpose is to do good often fall short of it, what shall the person do who seldom, if ever, makes such a resolution? Let us then make up our minds to do the best we can. Even so, our good intention may be hindered in various ways, such as the omission of a good exercise for a slight reason. It is seldom that such willful omission can be recovered without spiritual loss. The resolution of devout persons depends more on the grace of God than on their own wisdom. For human beings propose, but God disposes, nor is the course of their life as they would have it. If, for the sake of charity, a pious practice is omitted, it may be recovered later. But if omitted through laziness or our own negligence, it is not a small fault and will prove harmful. Although we try our best, some failures will be unavoidable. Nevertheless, we must have a resolve about something definite, particularly concerning those things which are our greatest hindrances. We should carefully search and put in order both our interior and exterior, for both are necessary to our spiritual progress. If you cannot recollect yourself all the time, you should do so at intervals. For instance, in the morning, you should make your resolution for the day, and in the evening, check up on yourself to see what your conduct has been during the day, how you have kept your resolution, what have been your thoughts, words, and actions. For in any of these ways you may have offended God and your neighbor more often than you think. Arm yourself with humility and charity, so as to ward off the attacks of the devil. Refrain from gluttony, and it will be easier for you to restrain carnal desires. Never be idle. Read, write, meditate, pray, or work for the good of the community. As for bodily mortifications, practice these with discretion, for what is profitable for one may harm another. Personal penitential practices are best done in private and not openly for others to see. Do not be more inclined to the devotions of your own choosing than to those that are of religious obligation. When you have faithfully fulfilled your obligation, then if there is time left, you may perform those devotions according to your inspiration. The same pious practices are not practical for all. For one suits one person while another suits someone else. Different exercises are required for different times, some being more applicable for holy days, others for ordinary days. Also, we need one kind in time of temptation and another in time of peace and quiet. One when we have devotion, another when devotion is absent. As the principal feasts occur, we must renew our pious practices according to the spirit of the feast, fervently asking the saints to help us. As the liturgical year unfolds, we should make our resolutions as if we were then to leave this world for the everlasting feast in heaven. In this way, we ought to prepare ourselves at holy seasons, living more devoutly and performing our duties more exactly as if we were soon to go before God to receive the reward of our labors. But if it be delayed, we can be sure that we were neither ready nor prepared for that glory, which will be revealed to us in God's time. Let us then prepare ourselves better for the appointed time. In St. Luke's Gospel we read, "Blessed is that servant if his master finds him watching when he arrives home. Truly I tell you, he will put him in charge of all his property."